Hi, folks. Thanks for a beautiful day. We are now at another Isenhour Speaks. My, how the weeks go quickly. It's amazing how quickly these weeks have been going by. I appreciate all your attention to us. Today, we're going to speak on Isenhour Speaks, the Confederate Minute, about some things that are more, immediate. We're having, as you know, a lot of fighting down in Pittsburgh, where the good folks of Chatham County are trying to protect their Veterans Monument. And they're doing a great job of it. They're trying to fight against the basically out of control county commissioners who are voting to take down the county's statue. They're causing a lot of problems down there. And what's happening is they also are causing a lot of out-of-towners, including myself, to come down there. The difference is I don't go down there and cuss at people. I don't go down there and throw stuff at people. I don't go down and hit people. I don't go down there and disrupt the town. So these, let's just say out of control snowflakes from different parts of the county, not from the county, from Chapel Hill and Durham are invading a beautiful little southern town. And they're doing it with all the viciousness and the just total debauchery that they are all about. They're just crazy people. They're just so full of hate that they're insane. I don't know what else to say. They're insane. I'm trying to be nice here. Now, since we got all these insane people that we have to deal with, these snowflakes and liberals that come out of Chapel Hill and elsewhere, Durham, to disrupt a small little southern town that just wants to have a statue of their Confederate veteran soldiers who died to keep the county safe from the Yankee invasion up. They just want to tear it down, and it's just ridiculous. But let's go to something a little bit more nice. There is this thing that we have to go back to, and that's us. We have to better prepare ourselves. And one of the things that I really want people to understand, that if you think that the Civil War was fought over slavery, if you think Abraham Lincoln was a great emancipator, if you think that the Confederate flag is a symbol of racism, you are a victim of the great Yankee cover-up. Another word for that is have been reconstructed. You've actually been taken hold of and educated to hate your own people. And you take all these lies that they give you and you keep spewing it. And even though we sit there and we say, hey, that's not true. The flag is not about racism in any way. Lincoln was not the great emancipator. And the war was not over slavery. When we actually historically say that, they just laugh and spew and hate us even more. But the point is, we must continue telling the truth. And that's why it's important for you all to know the truth. That gives you confidence to be able to stand up against these people, just have a conversation and say, well, that's not true. The war was not about slavery. The war was not fought over the great emancipator. In fact, he was anything but the great emancipator, as we have covered on many Isenhour Speaks in the past. And the Confederate battle flag was nothing to do with race whatsoever. It was about the soldier's flag that they fought in battle, defending their homes, their fireplaces from the invaders from up north. So I want to reiterate that we need to continue our education with books. And again, I'm holding this up. We've seen this before. We'll have a bigger picture of this up there. The Great Yankee cover-up. There's so many things in this book that just sets you understanding that the war, what it really was about, and how to answer all these people spewing at you. Again, conversation is not a bad thing. Conversation is a way to have an education about a dialogue. What they don't want, though, is a dialogue. They don't want education because they just spew lies. That's all they do. They spew lies. Satan's minions can only say lies. Simple, it's just that thing. We have to respond with truth. We have truth on our side, period. The way to stand up against this is the truth. Repeating the truth over and over and over again. It's time that our side quits on the defense and goes on the offense. And the offense is telling the truth and not be shying about it. We have nothing to be ashamed of. I've said that several times before. We have nothing to be ashamed of. We are the victims here. They are coming and invading us again for no reason except to make the world into their image, which I have no idea what that image is, because every day it kind of changes if you keep up with the news. I do want to encourage folks to start reading more. That is important. I'm seeing that a lot of people are going on Facebook and other mediums and saying stuff, but a lot of it is just talk. We don't need to talk. We need to teach. We need to preach. We do not need to go out there and have dialogue with fools if we ourselves are not educated. And that's what's lacking about us. We say stuff and they come back at us with some kind of silly answer and we don't know how to answer them. We're like deer in the headlights. We just don't know what to do. That's where it's our fault for not being educated. We have the books to educate us. We have the things to educate us. We are in the correct here. We are the right. We are the ones that are being victimized by their lies. Another thing I want to mention here, there are different groups out there, and I'll just simply say the Sons of Confederate Veterans, the UDC, those are two groups that come to mind. The OCR, the other groups. There seems to be sometimes that we feel that maybe they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing or we don't agree with it. But I will say that we need to have patience. Sometimes rumors get started, and while they're not trying to do anything bad, they are rumors and they're not true. So we need to see the whole truth, and sometimes we just don't know it right up front. So I will ask everybody to have some patience with these groups because they are trying to do the right thing. I also would encourage everybody to join these different groups, and that way you can be part of the process. There's a good heritage groups that have been in business, have been in, I guess, ministry, basically, for over 100 years. And these are things that we need to come around and realize that they're not our enemies. So we need to come together more and have a little bit more faith in different groups. That also goes to say, with the UDC and the SCV, talking about other groups, such as the group that I'm in, Virginia Flaggers, Act Back, other groups, that sometimes you need to listen to us too. We're not your enemies either. And sometimes these different, how can I say, disagreements can be solved by just talking to each other as opposed to hollering at each other. So I do want to put that in there for this. But this issue of Isenhour Speaks is about us getting better educated because we have to do this. I cannot emphasize this enough. When you're standing there and having a conversation, as I have said in the past, is not necessarily the conversation that you are having with the snowflake or the liberal who's spewing and spitting in your face. Those people are insane. They are bad people. And there are very few of those. But what you're trying to do is educate the people who are listening to that conversation, the people on the sidelines, so to speak. And they hear that you are giving true, honest, historical facts against somebody who is spewing hate and calling you names. That makes a difference. And this war will be won because we are Christians and we go forward with the cross of Christ. And we have to realize that there are people watching us. And those are the people that we need to persuade. Like I said, you cannot really have a dialogue with someone screaming at you and stuff. It just doesn't work so well. But you can still stand there and not be kowtowed to them and not let them put you down. You can always speak the truth. And I will emphasize speaking the truth as opposed to yelling the truth or hollering the truth. You don't need to raise your voice either. You can have a decent conversation talking to people without raising your voice. I know sometimes it's hard. Folks, I have been on the front lines with these fools for 8 years. I know all their little tricks. And I know how hard it is to sometimes just bite your tongue and just be quiet for a second and think about what you're going to say next. Because they're trying to get you thrown off, and that's their job. They're trained to actually do this kind of stuff because they want the video of you saying something stupid. They want the picture of you pushing somebody. They want the picture of you hitting somebody. That's what they're looking for. And trust me, when that happens, a ton of bricks comes down on you, on us, because they have well-financed lawyers. Oh my goodness. They have judges that they control. It's horrible how these people have usurped the power of the United States. But they have. And we can fight back because we are Americans. We are American citizens. We have fought evil before. We can fight evil again. But we have to be smart about fighting evil. And that part of that fighting is educating yourself. Again, we'll put up a couple of the books that I recommend that you get into and read. These things will give you the understanding of what you're talking about. It will also give you historical facts about what you're talking about. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the weekend and enjoy this beautiful fall weather. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.